daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome, one and all. It's Friday, the 21st of November. It's early in the morning, very early in the morning. It feels like winter. It's just over the horizon. But here in the Daily Premier League Towers studio, why don't you put up a chair? Why don't you warm your nuts around the open fire? And we can talk about all things related to the Premier League. Here, to warm his nuts around the open fire, is Nick Britton, my esteemed colleague. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well. My nuts are warm. Thank you.
Excellent. You need that, don't you, on a cold Friday morning? So one thing you need to be sure about. Right, plenty to talk about because football's back this weekend. Have you missed it, Nick?
I can't believe we've got off to that kind of start already. We've had a little break because it's been an international break, and the first thing you do is lower the tone on our return.
We take football podcasting to a new level, a different level, the basement. Right. Right. Sorry, I just reminded of a funny joke then, but I'm not going to tell it. Right, we're going to talk about football, the games that are coming up this weekend. Before we get onto that, though, I'm interested because I did it when we're like casting our eyes over news because there's nothing else to do in the international break. Antoine Semenyo name keeps coming up. Seems he's got a £65 million release clause. If that's the case, do you think he'll be at Bournemouth in February? Is the question.
It's really interesting because the January Premier League is notorious for not being a good place to do business. It's a kind of panic buy window, isn't it? Because players' premiums are at an absolute high. You generally, the market is very much a seller's market. You don't really get value. So generally, teams buy players in January when they're desperate to stay up, or they've got an absolute injury crisis. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Liverpool panicked and bought him. It depends how the next few games goes for them. More likely is that release clause will be met in January. In the summer, and he will move in the summer.
Right. If you were Arne Slot, would you consider £65 million for Semenyo good business, considering what they've spent on others?
I think the form he's had and the way he's improved over the last 2 years would suggest that anybody who buys him is good business at £65 million, because in 6 months' time it might be £80 million or £90 million if he carries on this trajectory in which he's playing. I don't know whether Liverpool have that need for a player like that right now, because I don't think that's the actual quality of player they've got is not the problem. It's getting them playing is the problem. And it may be that they go, right, okay, well, let's bring in somebody who's already on form, which will allow us to perhaps rest those who aren't in form. But there's no guarantee that Semenyo is going to hit the ground at Liverpool any more than any of the others haven't hit the ground at Liverpool. So I'm not sure. I mean, look, Liverpool are going to be linked very heavily with Mark Gahey in January transfer window, and that makes a lot of sense.
Massive sense. In fact, I would go so far as to say if they'd got him in summer, it would be a very different Premier League right now.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. The issue for Liverpool, I don't think it is in that kind of left-sided wing position that Semenyo plays in.
No,
I think it's probably right back, and it's allowing to get. They've got to try and get the best out of Salah, and losing Trent in the summer has meant that Salah's not been nearly as effective because he's not got Trent A behind him, or more importantly, B making those runs into attacking parts of the field where that would allow Salah space. Salah's not really had any of that space this year. Shoring up the defence in terms of not conceding goals from set plays. That's more important, I think, for Liverpool right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So, just to finish that subject, because Liverpool seasons is kind of going nowhere. It's drifting right now. Do you think a Semenyo-Gahey combo, if that was to happen in Liverpool, would resurrect their season, or is it already too late, ready for this season?
That's solely dependent on how they get on in the next few games. It's not too late because it's only the 21st of November. They've got 6 games or 7 games.
7 for the end of
until
the
the
year.
window opens. If they just kind of hit a run and get 5 wins out of those 7, or go on an unbeaten run, then all of a sudden they're back up to kind of second and third, and everybody's going, crisis, what crisis? It really depends on how the next few games go. I think will determine their moves in the market in January. I mean, there's something else comes into play here. Is if Arnie Slot really wants him, and another team that's been very heavily linked with him, Manchester United, look like they're going to do a deal. Does Slot go, look, we just got to get him through the door over Man United, and I'll worry about it when he's through the door.
This is Semenyo.
Semenyo we're talking about here. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, I think Semenyo would really add to Man United. I mean, Man United have started to look like they've got an array of attacking talent at last, and Semenyo would really fit in there, I think, in terms of what they're doing.
Yeah, very much. I think he feels like, at the moment, a bit more of a natural fit for the way Manchester United play than perhaps Liverpool. And those wide areas they've got attacking talent, but they've got very little depth. So we saw that when Cunha was injured for a few games early in the season, they just had nothing on that side of the pitch, and everything had to come through Mbeumo. When Cunha came back, suddenly they looked much, much better size. They've got a lot better balance, and he's a very, very good player. I think Semenyo would add a lot to Manchester United.
Yeah,
a lot. I think he would add another dimension to their play. That would feel like a more natural move right now.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Right. As Arnie Slot knows, in football it pays to get the team selection right. And here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery partner, and we chose Zencastr. Zencastr makes it easy to bring your vision to life, share it with your audience wherever they may be. It's got 4K video recording, it's got easy AI editing, it's got top tier distributions, and guess what? They're all in the same place. So it makes it very easy to use. So if you've got a story to tell it with Zencastr. Check the show notes for more details.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okie dokie, so let's have a look at the fixtures coming up. God, I can't wait for the next round of games. Feels like ages since we've seen football. Are you going to Derby tomorrow, by the way, Nick? I know I am.
I am indeed, yeah. Derby Watford tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Derby have been on a great run of form of late. In terms of winning games, they are playing better. Formation looks better. Now they've changed formation, getting the best out of players. Carlton Morris is on. I just love watching him play.
He's been great. Yeah.
I think that we should go in tomorrow's game with Watford, whose away form is poor. We could go into it with a lot of confidence. Which we normally
won't be far off promotion candidates if they win tomorrow.
Listen, we've been following Derby for all my life. I know what happens.
Oh, January's coming up. January.
Yeah,
Derby in January is the thing, isn't it?
No, it never used to be. It's kind of more February. But the minute you start doing well, it's the minute you start getting your hopes up. That's when it all tends to go wrong. So I'm quite just kind of not really thinking about it and enjoying the fact that we're winning a few games at last.
2 points ahead of Wrexham. We've got to do something about that. We've got to make sure Wrexham finishes ahead of Derby.
It's an early January game. Is it January the 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here for that.
I am. And I'll be there in my Wrexham top at Derby.
In your Derby season ticket seat.
Correct. Right. So, yeah, that is confusing for everyone. I appreciate it.
You need a half and half scarf.
No. You got to draw a line somewhere, haven't you?
I don't know. With you, Ken, I don't think there is a line.
So, right, let's talk about these games. There's 7 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, 1 on Monday night. Let's deal with the early kickoff first. Burnley against Chelsea. Burnley, they've won 2 in 4, but it's been a bit shaky for them recently. Chelsea won 4 in 5. They look great. Burnley in 17th. Chelsea in 3rd. Nick, win at home, away, or draw?
It's very difficult, I think, to see anything other than a Chelsea win here. They're on good form. They like playing at Turf Moor. They like playing at 12:30 on a Saturday, actually. They've won the last couple of games, away games 1-0. They're on. It just feels like they're just going to be too good for Burnley.
Okay, yeah, that's a perfectly plausible argument. Perfectly sensible.
A but's coming.
But I just don't think the glamour boys of Chelsea High Road or whatever, I'm gonna fancy it on a freezing 12:30 in Lancashire against Burnley. It's like going back in time, isn't it, to the 1980s?
I don't think Burnley will fancy it. 12:30 freezing kickoff in
Yeah,
Lancashire.
I reckon I fancy Burnley to get a point out of this. I think Burnley, are still the one thing about them is they are quite difficult to break down. They don't score many. It's going to be a dour game. It's going to be played in cold conditions. All the boys at Chelsea are going to be thinking, "God, I wish we were back in London." And I think it's going to end up a 0-0 or a 1-1.
Look, Burnley have only won one of their last 18 games against Chelsea. So Chelsea quite clearly aren't frightened of going to Turf Moor.
No.
Yes, there might be a bit of a nip in the air.
But I'm not asking Burnley to win. I'm just asking Burnley to draw. And I think, with confidence, I think we can put our £2.50 on a draw there.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, more fool you. I'll take your
Okay. Next one, Bournemouth, 9th place, against the resurgent West Ham. Bournemouth lost the last 2, West Ham won the last 2. Things seem to be gelling a little bit more at West Ham. This is an interesting game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's quite a good way of teeing it up without ignoring kind of the wider situation here. So, yeah, Bournemouth have lost the last 2, so they've dropped down to 9th in the table, which is kind of more where we might expect them to be.
Yeah.
Nobody really thought they'd stay in second when they had that little flash in the pan, but that doesn't mean to say they're not a good side. The last 2 they lost were Manchester City, which anybody can lose at. I was very surprised to see them lose 4-0 at Aston Villa. Really surprised. That's the first kind of red flag I've had about Bournemouth this season, because they've been nothing but brilliant all season. And everybody keeps going, yeah, but they won't keep it up. They won't keep it up. And you're going, well, why shouldn't they? And then they lose 4-0 at West Ham and you go, okay, fine. Maybe this is... I'm not going to... Sorry, at Villa, my apologies. Maybe... But look, what game do you want on the back of a 4-0 defeat at Aston Villa? You want to be playing home to West Ham, don't you?
No, you want to be playing at home against Wolves.
Well, either or. I mean, look,
West Ham won the last 2, and they've looked all right, you know.
Well, no, they won the last 2, both home games, which I think is important. Against Newcastle, they were very good. Newcastle were very, very poor. But to be fair, West Ham were good. And the other one was against Burnley 3-2, which is it's fine. You know, it's a good result. But you would expect anybody to win at home against Burnley. And that's not a discredit to Burnley, but teams like that, you know, away from home, they're going to struggle this year. So it's not like they've beaten Manchester City and Arsenal in the last 2 games. I'm not sure either of those settings are indicative of what's going to happen tomorrow, because I would expect very much Bournemouth to win.
So Bournemouth home for you. Again, I'm going for a draw. I believe the West Ham resurgence will continue.
I'm going to so batter you this week in the predictions.
Well.
By the way, you know, last Monday when we did a look at the bottom 6, and you predicted all the games for the bottom 6. I hope what you're predicting now tallies with that.
Oh, no idea. Been to bed 4 times since then. No idea. I'm not even going to look. Right. Okay. The most mid-table of mid-table possibilities. Brighton in 11th. Brentford 12th. Brighton have won 3 out of 6. Brentford have won 4 out of 6. I mean, they're both doing very well. Very similar teams, I think. What's your view?
They've also both got 16 points, and they've both scored 17 goals.
Yeah, it's the same team essentially in a different name.
Something's got to give, isn't it? At some stage, you'd think.
It could be a draw. Maybe I'll go through the whole of these things and just predicting draws all the way down.
It's quite difficult, isn't it, to know quite what to do here. On the face of it, a draw would seem the obvious result for 2 teams that appear totally matched. Brighton's home form, though, I think is good. And that might just... You know, Danny Welbeck's in great form.
Yeah. He's done well for them, hasn't he, really?
Yeah, really well. I've got a sneaky feeling Brighton are going to just snatch this one by the odd goal.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. It's one of those ones that literally any of the 3 results are pretty much equally possible. I'm going for a draw.
Every game's a draw.
Well, I tell you what, next one wouldn't be surprised. Fulham in 15th place against Sunderland in 4th. Sunderland really being the really unexpected success story of the season. Fulham have only won 1 in 5, and Sunderland have only lost 1 in 6. So, Sunderland deserve to be where they are. They're very hard to break down. They've done an amazing job. Fulham, it just feels to me like Fulham are slightly turning the corner. Notice, by the way, that Silva's been offered a new deal.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad about that, because sometimes
he hasn't accepted it, by the way. He's been offered it.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is that chairman, in their worst sort of season for a little while now, probably since they went back up, chairman are showing a bit of faith, and I like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's done a great job for Fulham.
He's a very, really, really, really good coach.
He is, and therefore, he will be on the short list of quite a few teams, I would imagine, if he became available. But anyway, so Fulham 15th, Sunderland 4th. You're putting your mortgage on it. Who are you going for?
I don't know. So I've decided not to put my mortgage on this one.
Okay.
I've decided to use the £2.50 that I've taken off you for your ridiculous predictions so far, and I'll use that. And I'm going to put that on a result. And I'm just trying to work out in my mind quite which way this is going to go. I mean, Sunderland are playing really well. I think I think a draw. I think a draw on this one, because I like watching Fulham at home. They're not great away, but I like watching them at home. They play really good attacking football. Sunderland play good attacking football. I mean, their draw against Arsenal last time out was amazing, because very few teams do to Arsenal what Sunderland did to Arsenal, which is having gone behind late in the game, come back and take a draw. And that relentless, never say die, don't know when you're beaten kind of. It's just, they're all cliches, but what it means is that they're full of confidence. They're full of confidence and they're full of belief. They could go to Fulham and win. I can't see them losing the game, but I'll go for a draw.
Okay, I am going for a Fulham win. Interestingly, we're different on every single result so far. I do think Fulham are turning the corner slightly. It's a long way from Sunderland. You know what I mean? I have this belief that if you're travelling more than 400 miles, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, but you also still believe that they travel by horse and cart, and they're on the road for 6 days and arrive at 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon. They don't. Yeah. This is the Premier League, mate. These players are pampered. They travel by a private jet or something like that, won't they? They'll get dropped off by parachute right on the pitch at Craven Cottage.
Yeah, and they'll lose. So I think, to use another Ken cliche, reversion to the mean. I think the Sunderland only losing 1 in 6 is going to end up being 2 in 6 now.
I'm surprised it took us 18 minutes for you to get there.
So Sunderland, thumping 1-0 victory over Sunderland. Next one, this is an interesting one, and this will be an interesting one to look back on our predictions on Monday. Liverpool in 8th place, play Forest in 19th. Liverpool have won 1 in 6. Guess what? Forest have won 1 in 6. What's happening here?
Well, I'm really interested to see, given your really weird predictions so far this week, where you're going to go with this. And look, Liverpool need to get back on track. The international breaks come at the right time for them, just to take a breath and gather stock. And I know all the players go away, but just allow everybody to breathe after a poor run of form. This will be a reversion to the mean.
Ooh, nice.
I'm going to use another Ken cliche. One of the things that you like to use all the time, and now I can't remember what it was. Is it a get right game? Is that what you call it?
Get right game, yeah.
Get right game, yeah. This is going to be a get right game for Liverpool, and in front of a packed Kop, as always, packed ground. 3:00 on a Saturday kick-off. Winter is coming. Christmas lights going up. Liverpool will beat Forest quite comfortably. I think it's going to be like 3-0 or something like that.
Okay. This is a very, very, very important game for Liverpool.
It is an important game for Liverpool, yeah.
This is a massively important game for Liverpool. If the wheels come off in this game, the wheels are seriously coming off. And whilst I don't think the wheels will fall off, I'm going for a draw. You're
just doing this deliberately, aren't you?
No. I'm working on the basis that whatever you say, the opposite is most likely. So I just think obviously Forest are in terrible position. Change the manager. This is a free hit for Forest. A free hit for Forest. They're going to be much more organised. I think Liverpool are going to be nervous. I think Forest will score first. I think Liverpool will come back and score. I think I could easily see this being a 2-2. I'm going for a draw. And it makes sense when I express when I
No, none of that makes sense.
it like
None of that makes sense whatsoever. But
here's one I think we might agree on. Or will we? 20th place Wolves, 2 points out of 300, against 10th place, reversion to the mean, Palace. Wolves obviously have, I think,
new manager.
Straight. New manager, though. And Palace's form is mixed. They've only won 2 out of the last 6. So
Palace, I think, are just feeling the effects of playing so many games. And league games, Europa Conference League games, they're in the League Cup still. And Oliver Glasner, A, doesn't have an enormous squad to choose from, and B, doesn't actually like mucking around. His defence of Lacroix and Gahey and Richards just is there, in front of Henderson, game after game after game after game. And I think they've just been feeling the effects of that a little bit of late.
Okay. Is this their get right game?
Well, I'll tell you what. On the basis that you just seem determined to disagree with everything I say, you go first on this one.
Okay. Wolves against Palace. Draw.
Yeah. Absolutely. I knew you'd say that.
How long have we been working together? We're married.
Yeah.
So finish the sentence for me.
There's a suggestion that Wolves will be better under Rob Edwards. They do need that new manager bounce, but we've seen this season that new manager bounces instantaneously don't necessarily happen. We saw it at Forest, we saw it at West Ham. I don't think Wolves have got the players. I don't think it's necessarily I know. The problem with Pereira was he's a good coach, and I think this happens with a lot of coaches where you think you should be doing much better than you are because of what you're doing, and you can't quite then work out why it's not happening. So you just start doing random things to just try and make a difference. So you then start moving players around, or you start playing players you wouldn't normally play because you're starting to panic and things aren't working for you. So you're just trying anything to shift the dial. And I think that's what's happening to Wolves, towards the latter end of his reign. It's not like they've got a load of great players who suddenly will come together under Rob Edwards. So I think they'll continue to struggle, if I'm honest with you. Therefore, I'm going for a Palace win.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Every single one is different so far.
Palace weren't great against Brighton, and last time out, I've got to say, I watched the game, and they weren't great against Brighton. I thought Brighton could have probably sneaked that, but in the end, it was a decent result. Decent 0-0 draw for Palace at home, which isn't ideal, but in the context of the game. Again, the international break probably came at the right time for them. I would expect them to come springing out of traps and beat Wolves,
Yeah, if Palace score first, I think it's game over, actually. I think Wolves have to score first in that game. Final game of Saturday, and what a game. Newcastle in 14th. Disappointing season for Newcastle so far, I think. Against Man City second. Newcastle 1-2 in 6. Man City, really the form team at the moment. They're growing great guns. How do you see this one working out?
Yeah, it's a really hard one, isn't it? Because Newcastle, as you say, they've been a bit disappointed. They've been very up and down. And they've lost the last 2 league games both in London. They hate going to London, Newcastle. They hate it.
It's no way to travel, though, isn't it, from North East? I'm just saying. Oh, the horse and car.
Horse and car. 3-1 to West Ham, 3-1 to Brentford. Not great. They just can't seem to get going. This hangover from the summer and the Isaac stuff just seems to be pervaded the club. They just can't seem to put
it's a right off season, isn't it, for Newcastle?
It's really difficult. It's really frustrating because they are a good side, but they just can't seem to put that form together. You wondered after a couple of home games, and they beat Fulham in the league, and they beat who did they beat? Tottenham, I think, in the cup, and then they go and lose 3-1 to West Ham. And just going, oh, come on, guys, just do better. And in that West Ham game and in the Brentford game, which was sandwiched in between a very good home win in the Champions League, by the way, they played really well. But in both those league games, they just were really poor. They were really poor. Man City, as you say, they're hitting their straps. A really good win against Liverpool last time out, and they battered Liverpool. Let's face it,
they really did. Doku looks an amazing player.
That followed a great victory against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. They seem to be hitting form as they always were going to do at some stage. So I think that will continue. I think this will be an away win.
I agree.
What?
I agree. I think it will be.
I'm going for a draw.
No. Even I don't think that's going to be true. I think City are just too good at the moment. I think it's 2-horse race for the Championship, and it really is 2-horse race. I could see City winning the Premier League.
Yeah. I agree. We had this conversation a few weeks ago, and you didn't mention Manchester City as potential contenders, but I did.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to every single episode now. So that is Saturday's game. We finally agree on one. And by the way, something else we agree on. Global Sports Podcast Network is partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements, because your body's unique. And because, without knowing what deficiencies you have, if you take off the shelf supplements, might mean you're not getting enough of the nutrients you need, maybe too many of the ones you don't need. So Bioniq, very cleverly, provides 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels. If you're sensible, and if you're looking to get into 2026 with a spring in your step, click the link in the show notes, use the code GSPN2025. You'll get a 40% discount off your first order.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Right, 3 minutes to go, 3 games to go. Sunday, this is an interesting one, Leeds against Villa. I've suddenly got a bad feeling about Leeds. We went through their fixtures in the course of the next 7 games. It's not good. This is where it starts, home against Villa. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd totally agree with you. The only thing that's going to keep Leeds up is their home form.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's going to keep their away form's pretty poor. The only thing that's going to keep them up is their home form. That doesn't even look that good, does it?
1 in 6 Leeds have won. Villa have won 5 in 6.
Yeah, they have been away, to be fair to them, they have been away in 3 of those. They lost away at Forest, they lost away at Brighton. They won their last home game, which was against West Ham.
The old West Ham.
That's the old West Ham, yeah. Lost to Burnley away, lost at home to Tottenham. I just don't fancy them. I think this is one of those parts of the season where we find out really who's doing what this season, and you've got over that initial bounce of the new season, players coming in, players going out, teams settling down, and Leeds I'd predicted to do poorly this year. I predicted them to get relegated at the start of the season, and I think I'll stick by that. I don't think Daniel Farke's pedigree in terms of a coach will keep them up. I still think they're going to really struggle to score goals. They've got some good players, but not really enough. And then you're looking at Villa on the back of a 4-0 win against Brentford, a good 2-0 win against Maccabi Tel Aviv in the Premier League. In the Europa League, forgive me. And they beat Man City as well. And then they've lost a couple away at Liverpool. They lost and another Europa League game at Go Ahead Eagles. So the form's good. I think generally, I think Villa are, after that sticky start to the season, are starting to hit much smoother road now, and I would expect them to beat Leeds in this game.
Okay. I'm going for a draw.
Of course.
I think, for many of the reasons you've just outlined, actually, I think everything for Leeds depends on the home form. I think they're decent at home. I think it will be, they've got a good crowd. They've got a very loyal crowd. They'll be screaming them on. I can't see Leeds winning. If anyone's going to win, it'll be Villa. But I think Leeds will get something out of this game. Leeds kind of need to start getting the game. And I think this is the game. I think they've got a chance in this game.
That was perfectly fair. They have definitely got a chance. Home form will give them a chance.
Yeah,
It might be a first goal. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I can see a draw as much as I can see anything else. Yeah.
But you've already gone for an away win. So anyway, right, here's a big one.
I think it's just going to come down to who's better in front of goal, and Villa are better in front of goal.
Yeah, that's true. Arsenal first, obviously, against Spurs, fifth somehow. Obviously, Arsenal 4 points clear, 1-5 out of 6. Spurs pretty mixed form at the moment, 1-2 in 6. This is as obvious a home victory as Derby against Watford, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. I've got a sneaky feeling Tottenham have got something up their sleeve here.
Really?
Mm.
What's that?
I'm starting to feel like you now. I'm saying stuff that's coming out of my mouth and I don't quite believe why and how I'm saying it. Yeah, I've got a sense that Tottenham can get something out of this game, because, and I'll tell you what, simply because they are such. They'll be in there. It's not like last season where they were just rubbish.
They are inconsistent.
There can be a good side on their day, and everybody will be going, "Yeah, Arsenal will win, Arsenal will win, Arsenal will win." But I've just got a sneaky feeling Tottenham are going to get something out of this game because they've been really poor. They were really poor at home to Chelsea, and then they got a good draw. I thought at home to Manchester United, who were playing well,
and they beat City, didn't they, back in the early part of the season?
And I don't know why. My gut feeling just says this might be a little bit of a banana skin for Arsenal.
Yeah, I think you need to take some X-Lax or something. If your guts are telling you that, you need to get straight down to the chemist. So, so what are you going for?
I'm really tempted to go for a draw. I am. I'm really but wait for it, though. Wait for it. But can they nick it? Can they nick the game?
Eh?
Can they go to Arsenal and win? That's the question. That's the question.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Okay, so all things considered, I think home win.
Oh, Nick, you took me right up the garden path then, so to speak. Well, that sounds like a euphemism. But that's so obvious. It's an obvious 2-0 home win. I mean, I don't know why they're going to turn off.
I was playing with you, mate. Yeah, no. Listen, I think Tottenham can give them a win. But I can't see anything.
Just too good. Finally, Monday night, Man United in 7th place. Resurgent Man United, of course, unbeaten in 5, won 3 of them. Against Everton in 13th place. Everton, they've been good. They've been very inconsistent. They're not great. They need a couple of seasons of rebuilding. Really, Everton only won 1 out of the last 4. It's an interesting game. Looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I think this could be a really entertaining game to watch. Because Everton are playing in a much more attacking style this season than they have been in recent years. They've got some good talent at the top end of the pitch, and Manchester United are starting to hit the straps. They should, as I said a moment ago, their 2-2 draw at Tottenham was a good draw for Tottenham because Man United were the better team. Mm-hmm. And equally, previously their last game was a 2-2 draw away at Forest. They've gone on the road twice and taken 2 points, which is never a bad thing in the Premier League in their position. And then they've won 3 home games. No, they won 2 home games prior to that, and including an away win at Liverpool in between. So their form is good. And I would expect them to carry that on. If I'm honest with you, I think that they'll beat Everton just because they're playing well, and Everton are a little bit up and down.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary. So I can put you down for a home victory.
Put me down for a home victory, please. Yeah.
Right, that's interesting because it means that of the games this weekend, you've gone for 5 home victories, 1 draw, 4 away. I've gone for 3 home victories, 6 draws, and 1 away. And
what did you do for this one?
Home.
Oh, you got home as well, right?
I've got home for this one. I think Man United would just be too strong. They just got. I just like the attacking threat of. They've lost Sesko, haven't they? But Sesko wasn't exactly pulling trees up for them.
I don't think that's a massive miss.
No,
I don't think that's a massive miss. Yeah, I'm just trying to think who they're going to play through the middle. But yeah, Yeah, I can't think who's going to. Who'll play through the middle? Maybe Cunha will play through the middle.
Weymouth might be a handful down the middle.
Yeah, I just think I like him on that right hand side there. I think he's playing really well. What's the situation?
Play down the middle.
We were talking offline.
Casemiro.
No, Casemiro shouldn't be playing anywhere.
No, he shouldn't. Shouldn't be playing on a Sunday.
No. What we were talking about this in our pre-production meeting. What's the situation with Gabriel's injury for Arsenal, by the way?
Looks like he might be out until January. It's not confirmed yet, but looks like he's going to be missing for quite a few weeks, whole of December, really.
That's pretty bad news. Yeah.
Well, it is when you've got Man City chomping at your heels. I mean, I think it's going to end up with a bit of a classic race this year. But I don't think Liverpool are going to be involved. It's going to be Arsenal, Man City, maybe Man United. Anyway, that'll do it. Let's wrap things up. I've got a meeting to go to. You've got to go to work. That's been great. Lovely to be able to talk about football again. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for your words of wisdom. Looking forward, of course, to meeting up again probably on Monday and reviewing exactly how we've done on the Prediction League. That's going to be an interesting one this week. It
will be an interesting one because we're miles apart this year. Normally there's one or two games we don't agree with, but these we've disagreed with loads. But I'll obviously see you tomorrow morning as well when we record Road to World Cup 26 podcast.
Yes, South Africa tomorrow, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I'm looking forward to talk about Scotland because that was amazing.
That was my word! Wasn't that amazing? Are they actually qualified now?
They've qualified. They finished top of the group.
Unbelievable. So we're on the march with Ali's army all over again.
Indeed.
Yeah, can't wait. So we'll do that. We'll do Road to World Cup tomorrow. Listen to that. You really thoroughly enjoyed it. You will thoroughly enjoy it. If you want to get in contact with us here at the Premier League, it's dailypremierleaguepodcast@gmail.com. We read everything we get, and we'll probably talk about some of the questions in a upcoming episode. Thanks for that, everyone. Have a great weekend. Hope your team wins, and go on, Wrexham.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.